gets the early invade against Kongling, timing the buffs, making it difficult for Kongling to farm. Once those succubus cloaks starts hitting the pockets of the Zhangfei on towards Chaz, the Ogryn on towards Just G, the Guan Yu on towards Chami 1, things are not going to be looking good for the side of Nova Esports with a 4 magical damage composition.
Alright, Nova Esports is going to have to really speed up the pace and really hope for no mistakes. So ladies and gentlemen, let's go for game number 2. Blacklist still on the blue, Nova still on the red. Let's wait and see what's going to happen in this one, Saki.
Yeah, Just G already clearing out that mid lane very aggressively thus far. We do see the roamers tussling over to the bottom side of the map, getting control for their respective junglers here. At the very least, in this early game, it's looking really comfortable for Kongling to first hit that level 2. And towards the bot side here, a lot of damage has been committed against Wave Pit's roam.
That is the one advantage about having the new WoW with you, right? Like the rotations are so easy and you're able to just deal so much damage at the same time that you are so annoying with the boxes.
Yeah, those creation blocks are giving a pain towards the side of Blacklist International. And towards the side of Nova here, the Kachusins are hitting pretty hard on towards Chaz here, and we can see the jungle clear has benefited Kongling, and he's already level 4, pacing himself towards the first mid lane wave.
He's gonna make it easy there, right? He's just waiting in for Wendy so they can attack that at the same time. Trying to wait for the Dragon's movement, right? Like just waiting and see if Dragon might make a misstep. Dragon decides to go all the way back for that.
Yeah, very slow and controlled early game coming in for both squads. You can see the rotation being aggressively to cover Kongling to pick up whatever farm available on towards the map right now. Chami 1 just being a bit of a CCTV, getting like the vision that they need to spot out Kongling's rotation here. Smiting away that River Sprite and then pacing themselves back towards the farming tempo.
Joshi wanted to come into the top lane. He's going to make it a 2v2 early on in the game. Does Kongling actually wants to engage in and take part of this?
He's playing really aggressive in this game. He does miss the ultimate here. Kongling, no ultimate on towards the Luna. Mistake, gets tagged by Justy, gets charged by Chami 1, and with the Crimson Golem available, this is a disaster for the Nova Esports jungler.
This is bad news for them. Look at that, the Crimson Golem is going to be the next target. Blacklist International, they want to take onto this one, but they need to get out of there quick.
They need to, but the jungle buff has been successfully defended coming in for the side of Nova here. So that is still a bit of a good news. It means that Kongling dropping 1 death, but didn't really get severely punished here. Towards the bottom side here, Golden Kite and Muji trading flashes, trading ultimates between those two. But due to the fact that they have the timer on towards Dusty, this is a free counter coming in for the side of Nova Esports, turning that deficit into an advantage.
That's crazy movements, man. How is this even happening? They had the doors open for the Azure Golem to go and get the invasion onto Nova. They go for the Crimson Golem instead. They are not able to get the kill, and then they lose their own. What looked like a great moment for Blacklist might not be it.
Run away towards safety here. He does get himself away here. So in that early game, it's looking comfortable thus far for Nova to attend to that 4th minute Tyrant fight here, because no Unbridled Outburst, it does mean that this is not going to be a easy one for Blacklist International to actually fight for this objective.
Why would he use his ulti at that exact moment onto Wave Pit's Sakir? Like, it is not even a very important trade that you could actually do in there. Just keep your ulti and try to defend the objectives. That should have been the move in there.
I think the idea is to get a nice pickoff on the 3-minute 45 seconds timer to make Nova Esports out of position here. But unfortunately, the Unbridled Outburst didn't catch on towards Muji. It only landed on towards the super flexible and high agile roamer like the Secure, so it didn't really pay off well compared to what we expected here. We do see a bit of a poke on towards Chaz, with more members being invested towards the bottom lane here. Wave hit, flash engage on towards the back line here. Golden Kite, no flash to run away towards safety here, being the primary target here. And right now, with a 4v5 advantage here, Nova takes full control once again of this buff.
The indecision from Blacklist International in the last 4 minutes has just given Nova just an amazing opening. Right now, it's going to be the mid lane turret that is going to be under siege.
Yeah, Chammy1 trying to look for a stampede here to really limit the movement coming in from Nova, but a good poke and good disengage allows Nova Esports to comfortably sit at a almost 2,000 gold advantage for the side of Nova.
How did Blacklist just miss that dunk in there, Sagi? I do believe that we mentioned it at the beginning of the match, right? Like we talked about the fact that as long as Luna does not fall, things could work for Nova. Minute and a half, Luna falls immediately, and Blacklist just seem themselves to be still on the back foot.
I think the invade coming in after Kongling faltered in towards that early game was really detrimental. Yeah. If they can get that invade off and back away towards safety, Just could have been such a great boss of a monster. But
of course,
we need to check a replay later if we do have it to really see what exactly happened for Blacklist, because that could have been a very good one. But due to the fact that they failed that invade, right now we're sitting at a 3,000 gold lead for Nova at only 6 minutes of the game.
And it's already 1,500 advantage that Kongling has on top of Josh's Ogra, right? And that is exactly the one thing that Nova needed, just for Kongling to start getting more and more gold before the Succubus cloaks are going to start being spawned.
Even though Nova is in a very comfortable position, they cannot afford the teamfight mistakes, especially in this timer and nearing the 10th minute. They need to make sure that, based on what we've said so far, this game needs to be a steamroll. This game needs to end quickly before the Succubus cloaks that you mentioned start scaling in for the team.
Well, they need to be quick, and quick you need to be to go online and go and apply that CD key that you can see on the screens. The CD keys are gonna allow you to get in more and more free stuff. We love giving you freebies, so please go ahead, go online, use that CD key, and enjoy what we're bringing you free in this KSI4.
Yeah, Ray of Light is the CD code so far with LITE at the back here. And 7 minutes thus far, we do see more control being relinquished from the side of Blacklist International to Nova Esports here. Question is, how do they realistically play the high ground later on? High ground, there is a bit of a dangerous element for Nova. They have to play against the Chammy1 Guan Yu and also Chaz on the Zhao. So if they are, how would I say it? If they are unaware and they are not with cautious moving on towards the high ground, things could look pretty difficult for them. But as of now, it's looking much more Nova favored, at the very least for the earlier part of the game.
Well, it's going to depend on how they can coordinate the waves coming in into the high ground early on, right? Like if the waves can come in coordinated at the same time, then it's going to be good. Now, the problem here is that Chammy1 just keeps stacking up and just getting more and more items. Frigid Charge is just going to be the last item that Chammy1 just made.
Nova Esports not giving a single ounce of opportunity to the side of Blacklist International to find for those big comeback moments, right? They definitely learned from their mistake coming in for the game number 1, where it was looking really good for Nova, at the very least for the 10 to 12 minute mark. But one mistake is what it takes here, and this fight is just a bit of a poke. Nova Esports finding the dragon in towards the back line here, but Shren, no flash, no mobility here. Gets traded 1-for-1, Just G for Shren. With a nice, beautiful stampede coming in for the side of Chaz and Chammy1. Finding their markers here, but gold is key. No gold means no damage here. No damage means no kills for the side of Blacklist International as Nova takes another high ground in towards that top side.
That is exactly what Nova needs to do. As the minion waves are gonna come in, they're still gonna have the power play for at least 10 more seconds. Take on to the high grounds, 56 seconds onto the Dark Tyrant, and that's gonna be exactly what Nova wanted to see in this moment of the game.
Very good retaliation coming in for the side of Blacklist International at the start of the fight here, but Nova Esports trading Shren for Just G and then picking a subsidiary kill on towards the remaining member of Blacklist, getting the top and mid high ground. Right now with a 7,000 gold lead, Nova Esports just needs to calm down, collect the shadow objectives, and they may look to equalize the series later on.
Dark Tyrant needs to be the next goal. 20 seconds until we're gonna hit the 10-minute milestone. Blacklist International, they're gonna have to put all in and try to go and contest that Dark Tyrant, because if it goes for Nova Esports, we're not gonna make it to 12-minute mark.
We are not making it to 12-minute mark. It's looking super difficult for the side of Blacklist International. You can see the aggressive positioning coming in from Nova, choking the space that is available for Blacklist to be back into their own territory, right? Making sure that, hey, there will be no signs of potential steals coming in for the side of Blacklist. We will get this objective and look for the potential game-winning push later on.
The Annihilation gets eyes on the timer just to confirm what we already knew. Both the Dark Tyrant and the Shadow Overlord are gonna go for Nova Esports, and this is gonna be 3 ways that they're gonna try to finish the game.
Chami1 being caught in towards the side lane here by both Wendy and Muti here. The Laurel Princess marching against Chami1. Chami alone in towards the side lane here. First to fall, and with that, it will be a 30-second timer before the horse comes back to action for the side of Blacklist International. In the meantime, the Overlords are starting to march in to the base of Blacklist.
Alright, let's wait and see what Konglin can do, because this is the moment for him to shine. If he can proc his ulti and just keep refreshing, flying around, this could be his moment to take the spotlight. The Overlords are coming in, the Bangers are in the high ground. Take this from here, Zagi.
Yeah, Umbrado Outburst advance towards the backline here, but Wendy finding a perfect engage towards the backline here, annihilating every single member of Blacklist International, and this game 2 goes over to the hands of Nova Esports, equalizes series 1-1.
Nova Esports telling us